Hi, guys. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having an awesome Wednesday so far. It is quarter to 8, and I actually am getting ready to go to class, but I had a few extra minutes and I wanted to pop on and say hi to everyone and kind of talk to you guys like about what else I've been working on. So I'm going to send out a couple invites to people and yeah, have them join us and see how they're doing. Okay. I'm like worried that I'm going to start like coming down with like an illness because like I feel it in my body and I feel like I am fighting it off a little bit. So fingers crossed that I am not getting sick because I'm really going to get sad. Because I guess like now would be probably one of the best times to get sick because I don't have any midterms coming up. The closest things that I have to tests um, have are not until the week of April 13th, I think. So yeah. Oh my gosh, I just like had like so you guys ever like start thinking about something and then like you have something else pop into your head about something that you totally forgot that you had to do. So I actually forgot that I have to start preparing an oral argument that's probably due within the next couple of weeks. Eventually I will get it together, I promise. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today was a couple things. I have to be honest and admit that if you guys watched my video a couple days ago that I filmed on Monday, I talked about 5 ways that I wanted to challenge myself this month, and one of them was being more focused in the present moment. And I have to be honest and say that I failed it miserably already, but that's okay. Yesterday, I was trying to like where I was, you know what I mean, at school and everything. I was trying to sit there, be focused on what I was doing, but my mind was like running crazy with a million ideas that I had as far as like business goes and, you know, people that I wanted to reach out and talk to and all that. So it's like I failed on that one in the moment, but I don't think you technically fail unless you stop trying. So, the 5 things that I put together today are 5 more ways that I want to challenge myself in the month of March, in addition to the things that I was talking about on Monday. And one of them, so the first one being, don't put off tomorrow or don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. So I am the worst procrastinator ever. I never used to have an issue with doing that because like I would always be like go go go, but now it seems that I don't know whether it's just like the school mentality or oh, thanks hon, good morning. I miss you. I hope I get to see you soon. I don't know like whether it's like the school mentality or what it is, but go lay down, bub. I don't know whether it's the school mentality or what it is, or whether it is like where I am in school and everything, because like I am almost finished. Like I have 5 months left to go, and that actually includes my break. So it's like the procrastination is setting in so bad that even when I like for example, so I have an assignment that's due tonight, and I actually could have finished it yesterday, but I didn't because I was like, no, I just don't feel like it. And then I actually waited till this morning to finish like all of my work for my class that I have at 9 o'clock. So it's like, the thing that I want to start doing is because I've realized how much this is starting to really stress me out. And I think that I need to focus more on if I have the time in a day to do something, I'm going to do it that day. I think like sometimes I get too caught up in the mentality that maybe, you know what I mean? Like everyone's always like, oh, you work so hard, take a break. You do this so much, take a break, da da da, take a break. It's like, okay, well, eventually you start like having that mentality and you take so many breaks because you think you deserve it. And then you end up getting nothing done. So I'm going to stop with that mentality. I don't deserve a break until I work insanely hard on something. So anything that I have time for in a day, I'm going to push myself to complete in a day. So that's kind of like the mentality that I'm trying to have. And like, you know what I mean? Even this morning, like I was like, well, I could wait till, this afternoon to do a video. I was like, no, I have time now. I'm going to do a video now. A lot of the reason is because, right after class, there is mass for, Ash Friday, Ash Wednesday that I want to go to. So I'm going to be going to that right after class. So number 2 on my list, so just to recap, number 1 is don't put off to tomorrow what can be done today. And don't convince yourself that, you've already done enough for the day and you deserve a break. I'm not saying like work yourself to death, but I'm saying like, if you, like, we all have a little bit more left in us than we give ourselves credit for, and chances are, like, if you just push through like that moment of fatigue that you have and just like dive into what you have to do, chances are you're going to get it done, and then you're going to feel so much better about it. For example, last night I had class until 8 and I could have easily come home because I was like, well, I've already had a full day. I had to get up yesterday at like 4:30 because I had to be in Lansing, which is an hour and a half away. So I had to be up early. I had to be in Lansing by 8 o'clock in the morning. So I was up all day yesterday. So I was like, well, and then I had, schoolwork, classes until 8. And then I was like, well, like I should go home. But I was like, no, like I have time left. I can make it to the gym. It's not going to kill me. You know what I mean? Take a breather on the treadmill, watch some Gossip Girl. Like, I mean, I'm thankful that I did it now, you know what I mean? And it didn't kill me to push myself a little bit harder. Granted, I did like pass out like a rock last night, but I often joke with my husband that I do all dayers because it's been so hard for me to make it through the day without a nap. Okay, so number 2 on my list is to find the positive in every situation. So this kind of piggybacks off of what I said the other day about not letting people, let me just reflect on it real quick. I have it written down. To not allow myself, not to let like outside influences affect my mood. So it's kind of like going to piggyback on that one, where finding the positive in every situation. So, life is hard. It really is. Like it's hard to always like find the positive in every situation, and especially like when we're forced to leave the house, when we're in a mood where we're like, you know what, I literally cannot talk to anyone today. I don't want to look at anyone today, but you still have your responsibilities, so you still have to like move forward in doing that. But I feel like when we start like looking at every single negative thing that happens in our life, and this has become like more of something that I've been practicing, like the more that I've been, reading the Bible. Hold on, baby, I'm almost done. Sorry, my dog's like crying at me. He wants attention. So, it becomes more like if we start focusing on everything that goes wrong in our life, we need to start focusing on everything that we already have. So for example, like, and this is something that I've had to also tell myself, I am crazy busy with school and I am crazy stressed out about it. Do I want to study for hours on end? Do I always want to have these things like lingering over my head all the time? No, I don't. But you know what? Like, I'm blessed to be in law school. I'm blessed to have this opportunity. There's so many people that don't have the chance to have this opportunity. And, you know what I mean? They would give anything to be like stressed out like I am, you know what I mean? Just to have the opportunity to go to law school. So when you start looking at things like that, it becomes a lot easier to be in a good mood because you're like, hey, you know what? I'm in law school. I'm here. I'm happy. So finding the positive in every situation. That's what I'm going to try to do. So actually this morning I found myself being insanely happy because I heard, I don't hear my dog now, so I'm worried about where he's going and what he's doing. That I heard birds chirping outside my window this morning. So yes, it's freezing and it's like snow still on the ground, but there's birds outside my window. So that means that spring's coming soon. So super excited. So number 3 on my list is don't covet. So this came from like a combination between, reading my Bible and then also like listening to this book 10 times by Grant Cardone. I talked about it on Monday as well. So it's been a combination of the two, right? And I felt it the other day because And I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. Like, I was watching this video of this other network marketer, and she had going on, I believe, almost 1,000 people watching her live videos. And I caught myself in the moment. I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong that I don't have that many people, you know, watching my videos? And I had to like stop myself, and I'm like, no, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, because there's two reasons. One, you know what I mean? So I'm going to come at this from a spiritual, and for like anyone who's like not spiritual, I'll come to it from like another angle. But spiritual, God gives us things, everything that he knows that we need, right? So in this moment, God doesn't feel like I need 1,000 viewers on my live videos. If he did, I would have it. And I need to be satisfied with that and know that he has a plan for me, and I will trust in that. And that's enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to go out and start coveting things that other people have. I need to be happy with what I have, for one. You know what I mean? And just not focus on like what other people have that I don't. So if you want to look at it from another standpoint, in the book that I was wow, okay, this coffee just is not cutting it this morning. The book that I've been listening to by Grant Cardone, he talks about doing everything 10 times, 10 times, 10 times. If you're not doing everything at a 10x level, then don't expect amazing results, right? Which is so true. But pretty much he says that success is not limited. There's not like a limited amount of success out there in the world. So don't look at someone else and want their success, if you're not willing to do the work to receive it. Like, I'm guilty of this in school as well. Like, if someone, you know, scores better than me on a test, or if someone does better than this, I'm like, well, why didn't I like score that well? You know, it's a really bad habit, and it's a slippery slope to like let yourself fall down, because then you're going to start feeling sorry for yourself. When in actuality, if you would have put in the work to, like, don't look at someone else and like want what they have if you're not willing to put in the same amount of work that they do for something. So, I mean, and that was like an eye-awakening like moment for me. Eye-opening, eye-awakening, whatever. It's a new thing. It's like, I know personally that whatever I perhaps didn't perform on as great as I thought I had, like, if I would have put in more effort, damn straight I would have done better, because I know I'm capable of that. So it's like us wanting what someone else has, we don't want to put in the effort for it, so why the hell are we mad about it? You know what I mean? And I was listening to a talk this morning. Her name is Joyce Meyer. I always end up screwing up her name, but she does a lot of sermons or whatever, and she was talking about how if, like, for example, like how our body parts or whatever, like, work together, right? She's like, what would happen if they started coveting what the other body part had? You know what I mean? It's like, for example, like, we use our hands to put our shoes on. Like, what if a hand one day was like, well, I don't want to help the foot put on the shoe. I'm going to wear a shoe myself. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, or it's like, for example, like a finger, like, never gets to see the ring that's on it, but our eyes do. So what if one day the eyes decided that they wanted to wear rings? It's kind of a goofy analysis, but you kind of get my point. Everything and every body has their own strengths and their own weaknesses. Love your own strengths. Don't want someone else's. God gave you yours, so be happy with those, you know. And I'll get off my soapbox on that one. So, and that's like I put as number 4, believe there's enough success to go around. You know, it is true. Like, you know, we all have that mentality. Maybe, I don't want to say we all, but I know a lot of people, including myself, have that mentality that just because someone else does well means that we can't, and that is not true. We can all do well, like, on our own. And just because, like, and this goes out to those that are in like network marketing too, like, just because someone else that's in your business or your line of work, it has like 1 million subscribers or 1 million followers or has like a gazillion people watching their videos, doesn't mean that that takes away any sort of like success that you can achieve for yourself. That's not how that works. And that's actually kind of a relieving thought. Hard work is what earns that for you. I mean, what I do, like, on a daily basis, like law school, is hard. I work very hard at it. But when you work hard, it's like, it isn't hard. I don't know. That probably really makes no sense. And it's like the same thing with, what do you call it? With you know, my little side business that I do. Like, it's not hard, but I work hard at it, you know, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to do it. I love connecting with women every day, and I love giving them whatever they need to feel beautiful, to feel great about themselves that day. And that in and of itself is a very, very, very rewarding thing. So last one on my list is holding myself accountable until 9 p.m. So this kind of tied into yesterday. So whenever like sometimes I have class until 9 at night, other times I have class until 8. So I always tell myself that, you know what I mean, even though I might get out of class early at 8, I can come home and do something productive or do whatever until 9. Just because like that extra hour focusing myself, like I could take myself to the gym, which is what I did yesterday, or I could do some extra reading that I need to do. Like any little bit helps. So hold yourself accountable to that and you'll be fine, I think. So at least in my schedule that I have going on right now. So that's kind of all I have for right now. I hope that you guys maybe could take away something from this video. I know that I got really good feedback the other day that my little challenges helped everyone else. So if you guys have any, I've been doing a lot of research actually. I'm totally off script, but yesterday when I was on my way to Lansing, and this kind of like it just goes into whatever, like when I was talking about like God giving you and telling you like what he wants you to do. And I was praying on my way to Lansing, and I had this thought pop into my head, and it was something that I totally feel, and I'll probably talk about it more like when it actually gets like implemented, but it's like I feel like he spoke to me in the whole and said, you know what, Mia, like you need to do this. And it was like literally in the moment I'm like, but am I really like qualified, you know what I mean, to do like what it is that you want me to do? But it's like no matter what, like even if you don't feel qualified in doing what you're doing, you don't feel like you're smart enough, you don't feel like you have enough like resources, I don't have enough money, I don't have any of this. No, if you have faith and if God puts something in your mind to do, he's going to help you get there regardless or not, whether you feel like you have what it takes, you know. And I have to keep reminding myself of that even in moments when I feel weak and even in moments when I feel discouraged, I know that God put me here. He put me here in my law program, and he's going to help me get through it. And look at me, 5 months away from graduation, and I started school 2 years ago. So I really have no complaints as far as what God's done in my life. So on that note, I need to take off and I need to get to school, because I realized looking at my clock that my mom, when she was staying here, must have changed it. So thanks, Mom, because I set my clock like 5 minutes ahead so I would always be on time. But apparently now I've always been late. So purpose. So wish me luck. I'm getting back a midterm grade today. I hope, fingers crossed. And yeah, I would love to hear you guys' opinions as far as what I talked about in this video, and if you have any requests for ones in the future. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.